Marla and I obviously got our hands on some chickens and some guineas. Already knew we were going to need a coop or something similar, trying to decide how we wanted to proceed, how we wanted to do it. Kind of what we came to was we want to keep the black copper Morans and the Americanas, kind of just those two together. We'll probably get some barnyard mix that we'll just kind of let run around. I'll build a stationary coop somewhere, lay eggs in, and then they'll kind of have free range around the rest of the land. We had looked at several movable coops so that they could have fresh grass every day, since we want to keep them contained, keep them separated from birds, especially with all the avian flu that's been going around. The biggest culprit is wild birds getting inside the feed or just in proximity to wild birds. That's where they're saying it originated. Anyway, either way, we wanted to avoid that. So we were wanting a tractor that was self-contained but could be moved so they got fresh ground. Something that was a little safer from predators, something at nighttime they can be secured off the ground. There was a lot of materials that were left here, and so my plan was as low cost as possible, spending as little as possible. Not because we couldn't buy stuff, but why? If I've got all these materials just sitting around. They had built like a loafing shed out of our carport, so I took the scavenged the sheet metal from that. There was an old broke down swing set that was no good anymore, but it was all treated ground contact lumber. I was able to scavenge that. And then I was even able to use, because they were the Star Drive, like 2.5-inch screws, I was able to scavenge all of those and reuse them. They weren't rusted. The Star head was still good. The reason why we went with this design on this one, Marla and I looked at a couple of different options of just one height, triangular shaped, where it's, the run all the way down to the coop at the end, it's all on the same level, lower to the ground. The benefit of this one is they get more free range area, and they get added shade on the ground from the thing above. Also, there's some predator protection because they're up off the ground. Did a combination based on the materials at hand, what I could build with these metal piping, because we knew we wanted to utilize that since there was so much of it. It's pretty sturdy, not going to deteriorate on the ground quickly. I mean, it's made for that. So it's like galvanized steel, basically. So this design, I mean, there's others that are similar to it, nothing special or fancy, other than we just combined some of our favorite features of different ones. Have a bigger run area, which we definitely wanted, more space. We can actually get into the run if we need to get stuff. A little door there so we can easily get in, put food and water for them. And then collecting the eggs and stuff, you don't have to stoop over, you don't have to lift anything. It's just open doors, just hinge out doors. So you just go up, open them. Eggs are right there at eye level for you, easy to get to. And the same for the coop, it's easy to clean. You're not having to scoot down and stand, it's just all right there. You just reach in and just rake it out. Pretty simple to clean. Once I get the transport system, it'll be easy to move. Right now it's just me, like I said, lift the front, move it over a few feet, go back, lift the back, move it over a couple of feet. Do that once or twice and get a whole new grazing area for them. It's a little heavy, but it's not that bad. I mean, I think almost anybody could do it. It's just I don't, the long term of this, I don't want to be people having to physically and manually lift it and move it. Because at some point in time, we're going to go somewhere or do something and somebody's going to have to watch our animals for us. I want to make it as easy as possible. This is the coop. I'm going to do a quick over, and then the last thing I need to do is just build some nesting boxes. The way I'm building the nesting boxes, I'll kind of show. We had some, I redid the pantry in the kitchen. It was a small enclosed one right beside the fridge. Took the walls out, took the wall out, pulled the old things out and built shelves in there, basically twice the size, so it kind of doubled our pantry space. So those shelves that I was able to pull out, I'm actually going to use as probably the nesting boxes. Anyway, I'll show. But so standard coop, there was a lot of, it was like an old carport, I think, that had got tore down, and so all the piping was left. My original plan was the piping would slide well on the grass. Hindsight, while that's true, and it did, what I didn't think about is, well, how do I secure the chicken wire to that? Well, I had to wrap it and then wire bind it all at the bottom. So because of that, there's then friction, so it won't just slide. So I have a couple of systems that I'm looking at. It's going to be either a wheel system front and rear, something you can put down and pull up, or I have another plan. There's on that old swing set was a heavy, thick plastic slide. It's curved and very, very smooth. So one of my thoughts is I can put that on the front portions here and then just have something kind of like a droppable wheel or a dolly or something on the rear, raise it up, and then those should just slide. Then the front should slide on the plastic, wheels on the rear. Anyway, this is the run. The internal area is 5 foot wide and it's about 20 foot long, so it's pretty good surface area. Just a gate here. I attached this to the top just to keep the hot part of the sun off, because it's really hot right now, so it keeps it off. They get plenty of airflow. Here is the actual coop portion. This is open. I'll just, when it's winter time, I'll just easily put some metal up over this, cover these areas up. I'll show, here's where the nesting boxes are gonna go, and I'll kind of show what they look like. So as you can see, hey chickens, hey girls, yeah, we're gonna go down. So as you can see right here, it's these things. It's these old shelf units. I haven't put these in, I just set them in just to show. I'm gonna attach one here, and then there'll be another one, you know, a little over a foot up. There'll probably be a total of 8 to 10 nesting boxes. We've got, by looks, 3 roosters, which 2 of them might, we might keep one and ring the dinner bell for one, or I don't know, we're gonna do 2 of them. We only need 1 rooster for, you know, 12 hens. And I think they say 3 to 4 hens per nesting box at the most. So if I put 8 to 10 nesting boxes in here, we should be plenty. They should have plenty of room where they're not stressed. So anyway, that's the inside. There's a little gate on that side and a door for opening to let them out, so you can secure them at night. There's no straw in here right now. Pardon the mess. I just opened this up to get them used to it, used to it being up in this area. We're gonna go get some straw probably tomorrow, lay it in here. Anyway, even though it's all metal inside, a lot of people fear heat. As long as there's airflow around corrugated metal, which there's pretty good airflow on the top, you can come in here in the hottest part of the day and touch this, and I mean, it's just barely even warm. It doesn't really radiate as long as there's airflow around it. And then for the roosts, right now we just have these 2. Here, I'll give you a better shot from inside. But basically I just went, there's plenty of trees on the place, so I just went and found a small little tree that I liked. It was about the right size. Just felled that one tree, cut it in half, perfect. And I may have to add more later, but this is just for these for now. And then Magnus walking around checking it out. And then that's it. That's the side with the laying boxes. It's all just metal, just corrugated steel. Like I said, that I scavenged. All this is just scavenged materials. Even surprisingly, there was an entire roll of 4 foot tall chicken wire. I know that's not something that you're commonly gonna find left, but it was a brand new unopened 4 foot tall roll of chicken wire. So I didn't even have to buy chicken wire. There was tie wire, basically baling wire. This board was here, this 1x12 was here, and then I just cut some little 1x4, some old fence posts that I had taken out, and just cut them in strips so they had something to grab on when they came in. Anyway, this is the other door here that opens up for this little thing, so you can drop it at night and secure them. I got to put a little lock latch on here. I have it, I just haven't installed it yet. Anyway, and that's it. That's the coop. Like I said, I'll whenever I figure out how I'm gonna do the wheel system, whether it's just my plan is probably just 2, like either wheels or a dolly in the back, something that can be easily moved and added. Whenever I figure that out, I'll do an update video, but just as a quick show, this is it for now. I'm doing the layer boxes, you know, about a foot tall, about standard size, 12 to 15 inches tall. Okay, so here's the completed tractor, all reused, kind of upcycled materials, saved the couple of hinges and stuff that I had to buy. This is basically what the inside looks like. I'll show you from the back side where you would actually collect eggs. I used some little pieces of vinyl I found as dividers. Like I said, there's only going to be 12 hens in here. So if I open layer, and then the way we built this, or the way this was built, is I did a wire bottom to it. The point, or the reason for that is I built numerous coops that were solid. I even built a couple of tractors that had plywood bottoms or board bottoms. And what tends to happen a lot of times is waste obviously collects on them, boards rot, a little harder to clean, you have to scrape it off. The benefit of the wire, I built years ago a triangle type tractor that, you know, you had handle on both ends, you just kind of picked it up and moved it, but the base of that was the first one that I did like a chicken wire bottom. The good thing is with some hay in there, gives them, they saw something they can walk on enough, you know, gives them still protection, not many things other than like egg snakes can get in there, and a lot of those are usually too big, but either way. But it also allows for easy cleaning. Pull the hay out when it's dirty, just like you would any other time. Pull it right out, throw it in a bin, throw it in your compost, whatever you want, and then all the rest of the loose stuff just crumbles and falls through the bottom. If there's any wet waste, it goes right through, anything like that. So rain gets in, it goes right through, it doesn't build up on the bottom. So anyway, so that's the reason why we did that kind of a bottom to it. The way this is going to be moved is going to be a slide system. You can kind of see a board there in the front, a board here in the rear. There's some slides that are going on these rails in the front, and then a dolly type thing on the rear. We can do a video of how it moves in the future, but then you just kind of crank that up, lift it, and just drag it to where you want it. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts about it. Comment, let us know. As always, like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you. Geo. 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 Stop. Come here. Come here, Geo. Geo, come here. Geo.